Hey guys. Oh, sorry. Welcome to beautiful Sunday afternoon. My gosh, it's 12 noon and it is just so beautiful today. Finally, it has stopped raining and just become sunny. You know, it has been awful the last couple of weeks. So I'm glad you guys are able to join me today. I want to thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. I am Sri Lankan Sammi. Those of you who don't know me, Sri Lankan Sammi, I am a semi-retired Canadian citizen, Sri Lankan citizen, living in just north of Colombo, Sri Lanka with my senior citizen parents. And this is a story of how I live, what I'm doing, and just, you know, life in general. Today we're going to talk about why I will never ever go back to Canada. So hopefully you guys can join me there. Morning. So why I will never ever go back to Canada. So those of you who are joining new, I'm a Canadian citizen. I left Canada in 2008, landed in South Korea 2009, and I lived in South Korea for 14 years. Since I left Canada in 2009, I've never been back. And why won't I go back? Well, I wasn't born in Canada. I was actually born in Beijing, China. And I grew up in Europe, and then I moved to Canada when I was about 6. So, other than my family living there, there's never been anyone from my family in Canada before I arrived. Canada's a great country, love it. I'll never give up my Canadian citizenship because when I travel on my Canadian passport. But I have a Sri Lankan passport, so I can live in Sri Lanka for as long as I want without any issues. So, why will I never go back to Canada? One of the reasons I left Canada is 2008, 2009. That was at the end of the financial crisis. So jobs were hard to get, or good jobs, you know, the ones that I wanted. And I didn't like the way the country was going. You know, it's my opinion. I'm not going to get overly political, but you can just look at the way North America is today and imagine 15 years ago my thoughts and how I could see it happening. Personally, I don't believe multiculturalism works when it's done haphazardly. You have to do it right. And there's no good way to do it that is fair. Excuse me. I have something in my throat. There's no good way to do it. I mean, Korea does it in the right way. They only let you in if you are educated, have good moral standing, like no criminal record. You have money, education, and age. So, you know, they restrict undereducated people from, hello puppy. Okay. Oh. Anyway, they restrict people from coming into the country. Shh. They restrict. Oh, quiet. Wow. Nobody will ever break into that house. So, South Korea restricts people from coming into the country, and if you do get a work visa and you're undereducated, so you get a labor visa, just look at the lushness of all this because of the rain. Now, the other thing is stay away from these bushes because you don't know what kind of snakes, what kind of little creepy crawlies are in there. So anyway, South Korea does it right. They restrict and limit the amount of time you can spend in the country. So I can't really remember, but I heard something around the lines of like 3 years is the length that you can stay in South Korea as a laborer. So working in the working in the factories or in the fishing industry or something along those lines, you have 3 years, 3.5 years. So, I mean, that's a good thing because they don't want people to get roots, settle down. So that's in their minds. I mean, it's their country and do what they want. Canada was letting everyone and anyone in, and they were bringing their problems with them. And I saw that during the Yugoslavian crisis. And that happened, you know, Serbia and Yugoslavia and all of those things. That happened and you could see that it was not going to be a positive thing. You could see the protests and the violence happening. Should I go down this road? Oh yeah, that's my house. Okay. So when that happened, I could see the political fallout, the sociological fallout. As well, previous years I'd seen, you know, what was going on with the Sri Lankan refugees or the Tamil refugees from the war in Sri Lanka. So that was causing problems. The economy was not going in the right direction, and I really hate the weather. You know, I hate winter. I hate cold. It's not something I enjoy. I don't like getting dressed up in warm clothes. I like to be very free. You know, light shirt, pair of shorts, and I haven't worn socks. In Sri Lanka, I haven't worn socks except when I went to Ella because it was cold up there. I haven't slept with a blanket in 2 years since, I mean, living in Sri Lanka and in Philippines, never used it. I way too much overpack when I travel because I carry way too many clothes and I end up only wearing like shorts and a t-shirt. So I prefer warm like this. And after my last trip to Korea in January, I will probably never experience cold weather, you know, except for tropical weather, ever again. So that's another reason is the multiculturalism problem. One of the reasons I loved South Korea so much is, you know, as a joke, I would say this: I only need to deal with one kind of crazy, and it's Korean crazy. In Canada, you have to deal with every single culture, every single belief system, etc., etc. And it's too much. I'm old. I grew up in a different generation. You can blame me, you can ostracize me, you can shame me or what have you, but it's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I live in a democracy where freedom is allowed, and my opinion, I'm allowed to have my opinion. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but you know, it's a beautiful thing. I have an opinion and I'm allowed to voice it. I'm not degrading anybody or shaming anybody or doing anything like this. I'm just saying I don't prefer it. And I can choose that. I don't have to eat peanut butter if I don't like it. Doesn't mean I hate peanut butter. It just means I don't prefer it. So, and I'm not trying to equate people, refugees, etc., to peanut butter. I'm using that as an example. So don't get overly sensitive. Well, you can if you choose to, that's your choice. Just don't tell me about it. I don't want to hear it. That's the other thing, is that you can't live in North America these days and open your mouth without offending somebody. You can't even wear a hairstyle without offending someone. You can't wear a color or a style of clothing without offending someone. And it's tiring. It's absolutely tiring. And I choose not to put up with it. So I choose a place where that doesn't exist. Again, my choice, right? So another reason I won't go back is there's nothing there for me. All my family is here. You know, it's been 15 years. I don't have many friends there. You know, my friends were my ex-wife's friends. So it was difficult after my divorce to, you know, I was 40 years old, 39 years old, 38, 39 years old. Why start new friendships? Well, I did when I came to Korea, but that's a different story. The reality is I wasn't happy. And when I came to Korea, I was the happiest I've ever been. And when I came to Sri Lanka, I'm even happier. I absolutely love my life now. So these are some of the reasons why I would never go back to Canada. There really isn't anything there for me. The cost of living, the stress, the drama, everything that's going on over there today compared to the relaxed, easygoing lifestyle here. So, good afternoon. So, that being said, hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm in a different situation because I'm 55 years old, or I will be very soon. And I have no family, no kids, no wife. I don't have to worry about those things. If I ever had to go back, or if I did go back over the last 14 years, I would have had to get a real job. I wouldn't have been able to do what I do. I wouldn't have been able to travel, you know. So those types of things are part and parcel of the reasons why I'll never go back. And the cost of me traveling. Yeah, traveling all the way to Canada for what? There's no reason. So hopefully you guys appreciate the candor and the reality. What I'm trying to say is, find yourself a small, out-of-the-way place in a developing nation and get an income where you can work remotely or have passive income, and you can enjoy a life like this. Look how quiet it is, how peaceful it is. Just finished a beautiful lunch, and I'm gonna go play a video game and relax. And how can you not love that? 10 minutes from the beach. Sri Lanka Sammi telling you, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the other side.